There hasn't really been a Wasp in a while, has there? Well, it's time to look at a new Wasp, Nadia Pym. Welcome to Origins, where I go over the origins of your favorite superheroes and villains. Today we're going to be covering the origin of the new Wasp, Nadia Pym, like I said 2 seconds ago. Now this is a weird one because the issue involving her origin takes place before our last Avengers storyline, so the one where Nova goes to find his dad. This is like a bridging storyline. And then there was a couple of pages in each one of the issues involving Nova's dad that explained her getting to know Janet. So we're going to kind of condense it all into one video and let you guys know the story. Even though it wasn't mentioned, Jarvis still helped the Avengers by taking on their new base of operations. However, one day while making tea for everyone from a hot plate, the hangar that the Avengers are using as a base is attacked by an unknown being. Everyone quickly begins to scan the area, and Tony notices that there isn't anything or anyone around. Vision begins to check the holes that were created in the building, and he sees that the blasts were of an extremely high temperature, kind of like his. Tony tells him that the blast couldn't have been from Vision. He's been standing next to them the whole time. And Vision tells him, "I will be, yes." Kamala says, "What?" And Tony asks him, "Why did you just speak all future tense?" But before he can answer, another blast shoots down the door. Tony finally gets a human bio reading, and it's over by Nova. Miles quickly leaps over, grabbing whatever it is, and then he's shocked. A figure begins to grow, telling them all to wait! She's on their side! She's the Wasp! From behind everyone, Jarvis shouts out, "Absolutely not!" And he walks over, taking the girl's Wasp helmet. He tells her that there is only one Wasp, and it is Janet Van Dyne. And he has half a mind to, but the girl stops him, taking back the helmet, and asks, "Introduce them? I am her stepdaughter." The room goes silent, and everyone hears Vision say, "Curious, curious." He actually said it twice. Kamala says that he just said that a minute ago. It's like he's an echo. But then the echo vanishes. Tony tells Jarvis to talk to the girl, and he's gonna go find out what's wrong with Vision. He's talking in the future tense, and he's getting double echoes going on. Jarvis sits down with the girl, and he asks her who she is, and she says that her name is Nadia, the first Ant-Man, Hank Pym's daughter from his first wife, Maria Pym. Tony and Jarvis look at her, stating that there is a slight resemblance to Hank, and Jarvis says that she is about the right age. Tony says Hank must have never known, and Nadia says, "Or he would have come for me, right? That was the kind of man my father was, right?" Jarvis asks for an explanation, and Nadia says that she doesn't remember much, but she does remember a man with a star on his arm living in Russia. Originally, she was trained to fight, but after seeing her aptitude in science, they told her about her parents, and it seemed her knowledge for science was genetic. So she picked up Hank's research and disassembled and reassembled a black market Pym particle and then used it to escape. But after finding no one in Hank's lab, well, she came here. Tony and Jarvis step away to talk about her story. If it's even possible, could Hank Pym have had an illegitimate daughter this whole time? But that's when everyone looks at Vision and notices an arm missing. And then behind Nova, it appears, punching through him. Everyone tries to help, but Nadia shocks the arm, removing it, and then it fades, appearing back on Vision. Miles tells everyone that they might want to figure things out because his spider sense is stating that they are in a lot of danger. And then another blast shoots towards them. Miles then asks, "Remember a few weeks ago with Kang? Maybe he's controlling Vision again." Tony says that he ran a scan and he found no viruses. Kang's work isn't there. But right now, everyone needs to leave. Vision's solar powers are going super thermal. So Nadia shrinks down and states that it's not a computer problem. There could be traces of whatever Kang tech is inside of him, and she will shrink down and find it. She flies into Vision's ear and starts dropping little explosives. And as she flies back out, Vision starts to shout as the blasts begin to go off. He falls to the ground, and Tony says that the temperatures are dropping. Whatever the kid did worked. Did she make it out? Kamala says that she found her, and Tony and Nova fly off to take Vision to his lab for a closer look at him. But after leaving, Tony tells Nadia that she did her father proud. Later, while Jarvis begins cleaning up after the battle, he drops his broom and he decides that he's not going to stay here. He's gonna take Nadia to see the rest of her family. While Jarvis takes Nadia off to go see Janet, the next day, Tony receives a message from Nova telling him that he's not gonna make it to the combat exercises. It's his dad. He thought he was back, and it turns out he's not. He's still in outer space, and Nova's decided that he's not coming home until he finds him. So Tony looks at Captain America and he tells him, "Let us help." But back with Nadia and Jarvis, they went off to go meet Janet Van Dyne, and surprisingly, she was okay with the fact that she had a stepdaughter. She loved her. They became best friends almost immediately. And Nadia's real big concern of whether or not Janet would have a problem with Nadia using the Wasp name wasn't really a concern because Janet told her as long as she stays a good guy, she's okay with it. They seem to be getting along just fine. That is until some very large men from the Russian consulate decided to contact the Avengers because they wanted to get to know Nadia. And that is the origin of Nadia Pym, the new Wasp. I have no idea why they made this character. She seems like an interesting character. I might enjoy finding out what's going on with her, and maybe it's because Janet really doesn't do the Wasp stuff anymore, and there's another movie coming out called Ant-Man and Wasp. Either way, I really don't know how I feel about this, and I want to know what you guys think of it down below. Do you like Nadia? Do you like the idea of a new Wasp? I need to know your opinions. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date on your favorite comic books, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram so that we can chat about your favorite comic books. I'll see you next time right here.